It's 6:21. Chef Kevin's back in the kitchen this morning with us. That means it's Tuesday. He's making a lasagna soup?
Yeah, but you know what?
Lasagna soup?
You just got back off of vacation.
Why?
We were chit-chatting that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Let's just go.
Can
we leave? Lassie could come over
Are you
and
making
cook it.
lasagna or lasagna soup?
I'm making a lasagna soup, a white chicken lasagna soup.
Okay.
So
but you still make it like a lasagna, right?
Yeah, basically actually it's going to be a soup. I've been sauteing mushroom and onions in here in a little butter. We're going to add more butter, make a little roux.
Okay.
We're going to season it with basil, oregano, thyme, some red pepper flakes, some garlic. We're going to let that start to cook, get in some stock, get in a little milk. But toward the end, we're going to put in the broken lasagna pieces.
Well, here's what threw me. I saw this getting ready. I thought, lasagna pan. It's the pear tart pan.
No, that's the pear tart.
Yeah.
And basically for the pear tart, what I have here, I'm working on the crust. Basically, this is butter, white sugar, brown sugar. But here's the kicker.
So all healthy stuff.
All healthy stuff. Flour, pinch of salt,
a
little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg. But I have, now gang, if you don't have it at home, if you've ever heard of graham flour. Graham flour is made by Sylvester Graham. It was basically a wheat flour, but it was coarsely ground at the mill, okay? If you don't have graham flour, can't find it, you just use a little wheat germ. And what that does, that'll give a little bit of a rougher texture.
And you want that in a
you know, it's like when we fry shrimp and fish. Sometimes we do oysters in a coarse ground cornmeal for that texture. That's what we want here.
I'll tell you what. One of the nicest things you've ever done for me is make me stand over this pot full of onions and mushrooms. I mean, it smells delicious.
Oh, doesn't it? I tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and get the seasoning in?
Oh, sure.
If you go ahead and sprinkle that in and stir that in.
Do I get extra pay for this?
Of course.
And anything else going on? Garlic?
Not yet.
I knew that.
We're going to get that stirred in. I'm going to get the garlic in after I get that roux together.
Okay. So you're making kind of a roux then?
Yeah. It's going to be a blonde roux to help tighten up our soup.
Yeah.
Just to give it a little body. All right. Now, what I've got here in the pan that you were looking at, I've just sprayed it with a piece of parchment paper. And once we get this together, I'm going to press this down into the pan.
And how long do you whip that together or knead it or whatever you're doing to it?
You see how it looks a little white there? It's still a little dry. So I'm just going to kind of keep folding it until we lose that whiteness. Everything gets mixed in. We don't have any more flour. And this is going to bake in the oven, 350 for about 12 minutes.
And so you're going to use real pears in this?
Yeah. I
Not the canned ones?
No. These are pears that are cut up. And they're in the refrigerator, just sitting there in a little lemon juice marinating.
Now, could you use like something like apple pears or things like that if you wanted?
Oh, sure. Apple pears, they're in right now.
I know, they're wonderful.
You know, they're great. Aren't they great?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, we're just going to get this plopped in here.
And how thick do you want it on that?
It's not going to be too thick.
So you want it just evenly dispersed?
Yeah, because what's going to happen is...
Because it is thick, it's hard to work with.
Yeah, by the time we spread this around... Actually, I'm going to get in here with my hands in a second.
Yeah.
And we'll just smash it. I'm going to get this, gang. Don't worry. we're going to get this spread out.
Could you have rolled that out with a roller pin first and plopped it in? Or?
You could, but it's not that kind of a dough.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's why you always have clean hands in the kitchen.
Well, I'm glad to know that.
Yeah, but this is just going to, we'll just get this worked out. And like I said, this is going to bake in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes.
And so I'm noticing that there's not meat here. Is this a meatless lasagna soup?
No, chicken's in the fridge.
Oh, the chicken's in the fridge,
Now, I am going to take some out. I'm going to take some out for April before I put the chicken in. Because we're going to go ahead and make the roux. Then we're going to get in a little milk. Okay? Yeah. And once that milk is in and a little stock, we'll let that cook, and then we'll put the chicken in later.
All right. I'm looking forward to this pear tart. Chef Kev will finish today's recipes in our next couple of hours. That'll be over on WUPL. You can always find this recipe and so many more he's done just in time for the holidays on our website, WWLTV.com/food.